Happy Monday. We hope that you're all having a good day, and thank you for coming back and hanging out with us. I'm Kayli, this is Carly and Colette, and today we're going to correct the way that you speak. Just kidding.
I need so much of this.
You know what? It is just brought to your attention so much when you watch yourself back
On camera.
Like when you're editing yourself?
Yes, editing, or even like when I watch the mom's view, I'm like, we say like 9 billion times in a video. Have you ever noticed that?
I notice it in my life.
It's like, and then we're like.
It's the worst habit.
Yeah.
The worst.
It's like so hard to stop doing.
It totally like is.
I'm not going to say it one time in this video.
It's hard, and these are things that I've been aware of since we started. I feel like I had really bad grammar. I said things wrong. I said a lot. And there are things that I tried to correct over time.
I blink one eye.
Yeah. remember when you first started and we were like,
I'm like, why is that one eye blinking? Weird things that you notice when you're filming.
Like, I am
So,
weird.
I'm going to keep my eyes open. I'm not going to say the L word. What?
what's the L word? Oh.
Rhymes with
L-I-K-E. L-I-K-E. So today I thought it would be fun to talk about some of the most common misused words or phrases because we all use the wrong words. We all use the wrong.
Jackson's sister is a
phrases.
double major in English, and she just grammar, punctuation are very important to her. So whenever I put up an Instagram post, I'm like, I did that in the bathtub. Don't even read it, please, because I know you'll just judge me.
I had a friend growing up who loved English, and she was really into that, and so she would correct us all the time, me and my friends, and we were always like, oh, whatever, Mary. And now I'm so glad because I feel like I learned from her.
Yeah.
And so that helped out a little bit, but I know I say things wrong all of the time.
People get so mad at me when I say the word hymns about Elliot. They're like, that's not even a word. I'm like, I'm not that dumb. I realize that. Baby talk does not count, right?
Yeah, no, baby talk doesn't count. Baby talk is baby talk. But you know what I was thinking about the other day? Casey was baby talk, like saying things in baby language to,
Yeah.
sorry.
This.
Casey was talking to Layla and using baby talk and saying the wrong things. And I was like, is that why babies, when they learn to talk, say the wrong thing? Because we're saying the wrong things to them.
But wouldn't it freak you out if you're like 1 year old put this complete perfect sentence together? I'd be like, where'd you learn that from?
Yeah, right. So
They're like, boss baby, you know how he's so mature as this little baby? It's cute.
So we're going to start out with some words.
We're learning to Colette. We're in it together.
Okay, so effect and effect.
Usually
Effect,
with an A or with an E.
Effect with an A, effect with a E. Do you guys know the difference?
Affect is like when you...
Past tense, effect is present.
No, I feel like affect is like when you have action on something, like you've affected it.
An influence.
Effect is
Yes,
what
like an
influences
influence.
you.
And then
It's a result, an effect of something.
This is a good English
effect
touch-up.
is like when you're editing a video and you want to put effects into it. I don't know.
Sound
Special effects.
Yeah, special effects.
An effect is a result of or outcome. Like if you do something, then you
right.
see the effect of that happening.
If you eat all the candy and chocolate bars, the effect is going to be maybe a little weight gain.
So wait,
Maybe a
what's the
little bit.
difference?
So affect with an A is an influence.
Okay.
You affect something.
You affect the way your children's behavior is.
Right, that will affect it. An effect is the result of something. So it affected
So you
it.
can affect the effect.
Yeah. This is smart. That was deep thinking.
So those are used wrong all the time, but can you really tell because it sounds like you're saying the same word?
Yeah. I would be like, that's what I said.
That's
It was
what I
totally
meant.
with an A.
I feel like it's the same for accept and accept.
Yeah.
Accept and
That's another one.
accept. Is that on
Yeah,
there?
so there's accept with an A and accept with an E.
Like accept is when you have to accept something into your life or something.
Like you're willing to receive. That's what
Willing
it
to
says.
receive.
You're really
Accept
willing
is
to
like the
accept it.
exception.
Accept is to exclude or omit.
So they're like opposites, kind of.
Guys, the
And
more
they
you know on the
they
moms
mi-
you.
get mixed. Here's a big one that I know. I see in the comments all the time people say like, I think I even saw a commercial, the word literally, because it's misused all of the time. It's literally misused all the time. Do you know what you should be saying instead of literally? What should be used in its place most of the time? Figuratively.
Oh. I figuratively hate you.
You are figuratively killing me right now.
Literally is something that actually happened.
Right.
Wait.
Literally is something that actually happened.
I think that's why
Like,
people...
if I broke my arm, I literally broke my arm. Not like, I literally died. You would say like, I figuratively died, but it just doesn't sound as good.
Oh, okay, that
I think
makes sense.
that's why people use literally, because it makes it sound like it's just so
Dramatic.
serious.
Right.
Yeah.
It's such a fun word.
But this day and age is like things exist like bay.
Yeah.
Hell is bay.
But before anyone else.
Duh.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
I'd go with the food. Pregnant one. Food, please.
Shitty. Okay, farther and further.
Oh.
Farther. Do you guys know what it is?
I'm just thinking of the phrase furthermore, but I don't know what that means.
Further
Like in addition or also.
is more figurative and is used for broader general comparison.
Further.
So you could go further, you know, farther. No, I think I
I'm
just used
so
that
glad
wrong.
we're not getting like a test, a letter test on this. ABC.
You are.
We are.
Farther is literally
Like a distance.
is to literally describe matters and measure distance, measurable distance.
The one that I sometimes struggle with is two, not the TWO.
Like TOO.
TO and TOO.
TOO.
I have to remind myself of that
Two
one.
is like
distance.
like if you're going to and fro.
Yeah, and then TOO is like also an
Yeah,
addition,
right.
an extra. But I have to always walk myself through that one. I still probably misuse it. Let's be honest.
So those are just a few of the most commonly misused words. We'll leave a few more down in the description box. And now let's talk about phrases and different things that people say wrong. And this is something that I actually remember from English class. I remember learning this. It's when you're supposed to use like him and I, or him and me, or him and my. People actually use I in the wrong place all of the time.
Yeah.
This is
Him
something.
and my?
This is I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's like literally
What?
or figure.
Or like okay, so this is an example. Isabella, Rosie, and I went to a cafe. That's correct. Rosie bought coffee for Isabella and I. That's what a lot of people say.
Should be a me.
It should be me.
Oh, interesting.
It shouldn't be I. So this is how you know. You take out the other person's name. So you wouldn't say Isabella bought coffee for I.
Oh,
You say
good.
Isabella has bought coffee for.
Isabella bought coffee for me.
Isabella bought coffee for me, and then you always put the other person's name because it's like polite. You put the other person's name before your
you.
own.
Oh, I love that.
So if you said like, "Are you gonna come to Casey and my house?" You wouldn't say, "Are you gonna come to Casey and I's house?" Because you would never
Casey
say.
and mine or Casey,
Casey
and,
and-
me.
Maybe it would be mine or my Casey and my house.
That doesn't sound right. Casey in my house.
Mine.
That
But
doesn't sound
Are you
Mine?
gonna come to my house? But
Are you
it's
going-
not
oh, yeah, 'cause
Casey and I's
Are you
house.
gonna come to Casey mine house?
Wait, what?
Guys,
Is this right? This is right.
I need to go back to school.
But you would say like, Casey and I are having a party. But you,
Casey and mine are having a party.
So wait, I still don't get it. Casey and my house?
yeah.
That I've
I
never
mean, you
said
would
that.
not say that because you would just be like, "Are you gonna come to our house?"
Casey in my house.
But you know, so there are
Casey
different.
and
Maybe because
mine's? I would say mine's.
It
That's wrong,
literally
huh?
is used
We would
wrong.
probably say Casey and I's.
Casey and I.
That's what most people would say.
Oh yeah, I would say that.
It's probably literally used wrong so many times it sounds right.
Yeah.
That it's hard to like dissect it like this and, you know.
So the right way to say it is my?
I think
Casey
I don't.
and
Okay, that's a
mine.
bad example because I don't know for sure.
Let us know. One of you English pros out there is gonna know. So
Yeah.
you'll let
Help
us.
us,
You'll
but
for
I
sure
know,
let us know.
So it's just used differently. So, but yeah, if you say like, Casey bought dinner for Carly and me, you wouldn't say Casey bought dinner for Carly and I.
Oh, I would say that.
I know most people would
It's
Totally.
hard.
because you think that you're using it correct because we're taught you should say Casey and I instead of me and Casey because that's what I naturally say like
Yeah.
me and Casey. went.
My mom and grandma always use was and were.
everywhere I'm from the same.
like-
I'm from the same town that they're from.
My
and
mom's
everyone
like,
says it.
was he talking to you and asking you? And
Or where
and
we was instead
where
of
he
we
was?
were.
And I'm always like, oh, mom.
Yeah.
It's not that I
very
have
common.
perfect grammar, but that one always stands out to me is when they say was or were in the wrong spot.
And having grown up from there, you don't hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't notice really. I mean, I was aware of it because of my friend. Thanks, Mary. And so I worked on that. But when you talk to people so often that speak the same, you don't
Pick up on
hear
it.
it.
Pick up on
Yeah.
it.
I mean, you notice it, but you don't like really.
I notice like when I edit myself, instead of saying going to, like I'm going to do this, I say gonna. I'm gonna do this. I'm like,
It's
that's
hard.
so hillbilly, is it? Is it? Do you guys say that?
Gonna.
Gonna do that?
I
thought
don't
it
think I've
was
ever
a-
noticed you saying that. I'll pay attention.
I'm gonna go there.
I think it's another
So I
thing.
was
Like we
gonna-
just all kind of talk like that.
Yeah.
It's just lazy.
I've heard so many people say that we have an accent, and I think it is just more of a lazy.
People are always like, where are you from? Idaho.
Idaho.
Idaho. Why? That's so different.
Okay, let's do a few more. I'm gonna ask you guys which one is the correct way to
Okay.
say
Oh
it.
no.
Kate, would you say nip it in the butt or nip it in the bud?
Bud.
Bud.
Right.
I do say but I know that's not correct. So I'll be honest.
Okay. I couldn't care less, or I could care less.
Now,
Couldn't.
yeah, but it
What
probably
do you say?
couldn't. I do say couldn't.
Oh, you
but,
do?
But it is I could care.
No.
No, it.
Most people say I could care less. It's supposed to be I couldn't care less.
Yeah, because it doesn't make.
But most
if you could
people
care less,
say
that means you
could
But
care.
anytime I hear that phrase, I'm like, obviously you care because people who don't care don't have to preface that they don't care. You know? Yeah.
Good point.
You know what? Now I don't know.
It's confusing because when you call me out on it, I'm like, I say things when I film. I always say things backwards because my thoughts get going too fast,
Yeah.
or I always say the phrases the wrong way, and then I watch myself back. Or people lovingly leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, gosh.
Lovingly.
Love. It's always
So
kind. I never
lovingly.
receive hate. It's always kind.
Sure.
I just my thoughts run too fast, and when you're on camera, it's a different kind of, you know.
It's like you're getting it out, but there's more pressure. It's
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
yeah, I get
So
it.
much pressure, guys.
Or
Are putting
if
me
you
under so much
no,
pressure.
if really you filmed your life all the time, you would realize how often you misuse words or just sound dumb.
Yeah,
Or
no,
just
that's
sound
like the
dumb
one thing with
altogether.
YouTube is I've realized it's helped me to realize like sometimes the way I speak it makes me sound bratty, and that's not my intentions at all. Like I come across very matter of fact and like I know things, and I'm like, if you only knew what I thought about myself in my head, you know, because on camera you're just perceived in such a different way, and this goes back to phrases, and it's just different, and you learn so much about yourself. I'm like, I always say things backwards and dumb and poorly,
And that's okay.
and that's okay.
Okay, I think that I'm giving you guys the correct answers on these, but I don't know. Would you say brother-in-laws? These are my two brother-in-laws, or would you say these are my brothers-in-law?
I'd say
I'd
the
say-
first one.
Brothers-in-law.
You would naturally
Brother-in-laws.
say that.
No, naturally I think I say brother-in-law.
Brothers-in-law. That sounds so funny.
Brother-in-laws.
That
I
sounds
feel like if I'm saying brother-in-laws, I'm talking about a brother-in-laws.
But
like,
there's
house
not
or
two
something.
laws. There's only one law, but you have two brothers, so it's
But if
probably
there's two-
brothers-in-law.
It's brothers-in-law.
Brothers.
I'm trying to remember when I figured out that it should be brothers-in-law, and maybe it was talking about Shay and Logan. And I was like, they're my brothers-in-law. I don't know. It's confusing.
Brother-in-laws. But yeah, it
They're
sounds
my
like I would say
brother-in-laws.
brother-in-laws.
Yeah.
They're my brother-in-laws.
This was a big one when I first started that I tried to work on. He did good or he did well.
Well,
He did well.
But I would always say good.
He did good.
He did good.
you
and
did
I had
so
to-
good.
I
You
had-
did so well.
You did very well. So that was something that I tried to make a shift with when I started
Maybe I did
YouTube
too.
because I never used the word well.
I just feel
Really?
like they both are right, but one's more proper,
Right.
or something, you know.
Yeah.
But actually, it's correct.
Yeah.
Not being proper.
What about I did this thing on accident or by accident?
I'd say on accident.
Me too, for
It was
sure.
on accident.
I always
It's
say
by
on accident. I accidentally spent that money.
By by accident. I spent.
Is an accident.
It's not an accident if you did it on purpose.
It's not an accident. I blacked
I
out.
tell
I
that
don't
to my kids all
remember.
the time. It's not an accident.
Cooper loves. It was an accident. I'm like, that is not an accident.
I know, bro.
I
I accidentally hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Like
My
with
fist
my fist.
accidentally punched his teeth out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like it's not an accident.
Okay, we'll do a couple more. What about sorta or sort of?
I say sort of, but I
Sorta.
know it's sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a shortcut. Like gonna.
It's just like, oh
Yeah,
my gosh, I don't have
right,
time. Like,
sorta.
you know what I'm saying? Hurry, pick up, let's go.
Sorta.
Yeah. We don't have
Sorta.
time to pronunciate.
But it's interesting. These a lot of times. A lot. That's one too.
A lot of.
A lot of.
A lot of times. Oh
Most
my
of the
gosh.
time.
No, I'm super self-conscious. I'm gonna hide under the table.
All day long, we're going to be very proper with our pronunciation and, think
And then
about
we'll
what
get
we
sick
say.
of it and it doesn't even matter.
Canadians have very good grammar. They're very punctual. They finish all their words, and I just feel like every Canadian I've known speaks that way.
Oh, really?
Cecily
Yes.
speaks really well.
Yes.
That's interesting because when I've talked to people, they've thought that I had a Canadian accent.
Really?
Really? Well, I feel like when I watch your videos, you do enunciate.
Yes.
You're very good with your words.
I've really worked on it.
You've done a well job.
I've done very well in my studies.
You've done a well
not
job.
sound right.
You sort of done
You're
well.
so well. You're so well at YouTube.
Don't
You're
always,
sort of well good.
Don't always use well.
Got it.
Okay, here's another one. This is one that I hear all the time. I made a complete 360-degree change in my life. Or
I've never said that ever.
or I made a complete 180-degree change in my life.
It's
It would
weird
be
that
a
you have to
180.
specify
It
that
would
it's
be
a
a
degree.
180.
I've heard 180.
It is 180
To say 180 degree sounds really weird.
because you made a shift.
Yes.
If you make a 360, then you're right back where you started.
My intentions were for the 180, but I got the full 360, and
that
I
you
didn't
said it.
make any change. Dang it.
But a lot of people do say like I made a complete 360. I've really changed my life.
You're like,
You're right back where you
Yes,
started.
right back.
Good point.
Okay, let's see.
This is funny. It's making me super
Or
self-conscious
even
though.
like phrases
I know, right?
that we say to our loved ones. Jax and I were talking about this. If we really sat down and dissected them, they wouldn't make any sense, and they would actually be no form of communication. And of course, I can't think about that right now, but the way sometimes you talk to your spouse, they'll know what you're talking about, or just things that we've adopted in our culture that are normal, that other people are like, what does that mean? You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I always tell Cooper, I'm going to kick your ASS. And I'm like, if people really took me seriously.
Literally.
And he laughs. He's always like, Mom. But I'm like, CPS about to be hauled up in here.
That's so funny. This weekend I was with all the girls and Braylee said something and I said something like, I'm gonna knock those braces out of your mouth. Totally kidding. And I was
Yes.
like, you guys know I'm kidding, right? Everyone knows I don't hit my children.
Figuratively, not literally.
Right.
Right.
I also think that when we write out, like as I've started writing in a journal, I just said like, and now I'm nervous. I said bleh.
You're doing well.
When you write in a journal, it helps you notice those things more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because as you're writing your life out, you don't say sorta when you're writing.
I sort of
You
feel
say
like, yeah. Good
Something
point.
else that I've noticed, like reading actually like Facebook and different things like that, is people will use R-A-R-E in place of
O-U-R.
Like, come to our house.
Or definitely with an A.
I always spell definitely wrong.
Oh, I hate the word definitely.
Every
I can't
single
do
time.
it right.
It's always E.
It always corrects me
always
when I
E.
text.
But where's the E?
D-E-F.
Definite.
In. Def in. Be in and you're
Def
definite.
in.
D-E-F-I-N-I-T-E-L-Y.
E.
Congratulations. I can't even spell it. My phone has to
The
do
one
it for me.
I can't ever spell is, what is the word I can never, it'll come to me, but I have to literally word text it every time because I'm like, I cannot remember.
She literally does
Guaranteed.
that.
I do not know how to spell guaranteed. That is such a hard
That
word.
is a hard.
G-U-A-R?
I still can't
G-A?
spell restaurant.
Me neither. Or drawer for your dresser drawer. I'm like, drawer. Drawer. How do you spell that?
You want to know
Drawer.
something really bad? Okay, Barack's favorite thing to do right now is to spell everything. So he'll say M-O-M, C-A-N, and he's like spelling it. And I'm
Fast.
like, Brock, I can't do that. I know,
That is smart.
He's super smart, you guys, and it's killing me. Like with math, he will go through all his math and he'll do it like this, and I'm still like checking it. I'm like, slow down.
That's so good.
But
cute.
it's killing me
That's
because
so
he'll
funny.
spell it. And we'll be in like a public place, and I'm like, Brock, just a minute. I can't listen to you because I can't keep up with them.
Well,
And
you're
so I
probably
feel
multitasking
stupid,
with the
and I'm
other.
like, wait, what? Say that again.
Throw it back at him. WAIT. Time out.
I can't spell that fast.
I like this. This is like a good topic to go over because it's things that you get lazy about. Somebody said something in my comments. They're like, it's never you're never too busy to be proper or to say things correctly. I'm like, you're probably right, but you know,
I think it's just
one of those
a
habits.
habit.
Yeah.
That you have to break.
And it's your culture, like where you're from, how other people around you speak.
Yeah.
Maybe that's that saying, like the people that you hang out with the most influence you. So you should hang out with people with proper grammar. Sorry.
No, we can't hang out
can no
together.
longer
guys.
hang out.
I sort of kind of love you, Will, a lot. Okay?
Literally.
And figuratively.
Anyways, I thought that would be a fun video just because I was trying to watch a Mom's You and I was like,
I'm saying everything
Sorry, I know,
wrong.
I'm apologizing
I'm
for
terrible.
myself now.
So, anyways, let us know if there are any words that you always get wrong. Let us know if we're saying anything wrong because we know we are.
Don't let me
We
know.
know we are.
I know, don't let me know.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you have a good week. Bye.